I wrote the song When the Earth is a Garden on top of Hager's Mountain, some private property outside the north side of Roxborough. And in the past, this is no longer the case, but in the past, you could go and park your car and walk up the driveway and up the trail through the woods and visit these giant boulders and then this overlook that overlooked the entire county. You just saw forests stretching out for miles in every direction, and you could hike up to the highest point in Person County. There was a surveyor's plaque up there, and that used to be the case. You're not allowed to do it anymore, but I used to park and walk up there. I used to take my tiny little guitar ukulele, sling it over my back, and I didn't have time for a drive to the Appalachian mountain range. I didn't have time for a drive to the beach, nor did I want to go to the beach. But when I needed to clear my head, when I needed to step away from whatever grind I was working at or project that was sort of bearing down on me, whenever I needed to remember that I was small, I was part of something much bigger and more ancient than me, I'd get in my car, drive over to Hager's Mountain, and just spend some time, maybe planning lessons, maybe in prayer, maybe songwriting. So I would go up there, and there's this time of year in the cycle of the work year at My Life Matters, where I would find myself super, super low, and that would be kind of the end of the summer. The summer is kind of like all the work of the school year compressed into a much shorter time frame, plus a little bit of pressure to like quickly refresh by taking a family vacation, quickly find 10, 20, 30, 50 new volunteers to replace the ones that have needed to step back. Maybe you need to find another few $1,000s in fundraising. All of these things, there's a lot of pressure that I would sort of put on myself, and but a complete lack of energy. And so also the summer just saps my energy because it's hot and I like cooler weather. So a few years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I went up there, and it was maybe a little bit later than just the end of the summer, maybe September, October. It was late enough that a few of the trees had started to change, the leaves had started to change color. And so standing on these giant boulders kind of above the canopy, I had this moment where I thought, these forest trees kind of look like a flower garden. They look like, like I was marveling at God. Like God is the one who just planted forests over there, and he just raised up these boulders and these monuments over here. I was worshiping the Lord, and there was this breeze that came through, and it's that crisp fall breeze that kind of for a moment in North Carolina pushes away the heavy, humid summer air that's starting to turn pretty dry and stale at the end of August. And so I just sort of took a breath, and I thought, whoa, there's hope. There's hope for my life. There's hope for humanity, and it's way bigger than just fall coming. It's rooted in this God who has made some everlasting promises. He has promised to set everything right. He's promised to redeem the brokenness that is taking place in human interactions, and even to redeem the brokenness in our earth. Like just the earth itself is polluted and broken and overused and undervalued. And so I just began dreaming about this idea, like what about the day when the earth is a garden? Like we already have a glimpse of this, right? You eat a piece of fruit, you throw away your garbage, and then magically it grows into a new tree. Now, that never has actually worked for me, but in theory, like the earth already is a garden. So the real brokenness has more to do with the gardeners than it does with God's creation all around us. And so that's where the idea for the song began. And that day on the top of Hager's Mountain, I wrote that little chorus. When the earth is a garden, every word is a song, every voice is a choir that's singing along, and everyone is my brother or maybe my lover, and we know the love of the Father gentle and strong. Do you long for it? Or more specifically, do you long for him? And this is so important. Many of the songs that I have heard about heaven, they center on some beautiful hopes and expectations, a hope of reunion with family, a hope of a new body and aches and pains being gone, even an emotional redemption, a hope that the things that are breaking my heart will one day be redeemed. But I was captured by the reality that all of these are lesser hopes. There's a scene in the end of the Chronicles of Narnia, the final book in the series, where Aslan invites them into the new heavens and the new earth. He says, come farther up and farther in. And he doesn't say those words, but that's the heart cry. They keep just exploring and running and chasing, driving farther up and farther in. And what is their destination? What are they aiming for? Where are they trying to end up? They're trying to end up in his presence, in the presence of their king, fully enjoying, fully participating in the good creation and the good works that he has laid out for them. And so this song, When the Earth is a Garden, is about the restoration of the earth and the restoration of human relationships. But above all, it's really about this restoration of my heart's desire. May I long for the presence of the Lord. And may I see the things he's doing as those things that are preparing me for that kind of glory, that kind of weight, that kind of adventure. And so the song When the Earth is a Garden is a song of hope, a song of expectation, and a song of longing to be in the presence of our Lord.